Grow again on your screen. Now we want to talk about some bad pattern of raising pig that we must have to avoid. Some bad pattern of raising pig that we must have to avoid, especially in this new era. We know that some farmers or sometimes do raise pig in a pattern whereby at the end of it they will not get any income. They will not realize any income. What I mean by income there, they do not make gain from raising the pig. Yes, most time is due to the pattern of raising pig that are using, which was abandoned pattern. Yes, this pattern I mean is that some farmer will just get pig into their pig pen. The pig is already in the pig pen. They will just go out there, look for some remnants of food in a bar or in a hotel, look for leaf, look for peel of cassava, look for peel of plantain and give to their pig. They may even get some cover crops or some chaff from cassava or maize and give it to their pigs. If they want to buy food for their pigs, they would only buy one bag of PKC or wheat or any food they can afford and give it to their pigs. And when they do this, they forget about the pigs for the whole day. Talking about cleaning the pig's tea is very hard. To see whether they have enough water, they forget about all that. They will just give food that they just run around to get to the pig. The pig may not even be satisfied, or sometimes the pig the food will be okay. That is, the food would be satisfying to the pig because it's plenty. But what about the quality of the food? Does the food have all the necessary vitamin that is required for the pig to grow fine or healthy? And even the food that you just get from one place or the other to give to your pig, do you know the amount of bacteria, how it will affect your pig? So those are the bad pattern of feeding that we got to avoid. It doesn't mean that you will not get food from a restaurant or so to your pig, but it's not necessarily recommended that you should do that. You have to buy food that are mainly for pig and give it to your pig. Sometimes most farmers will not go to the hotel or anywhere to get some remnants of the food to their pig. They will buy the food, but the quantity of food they are buying is very small compared to the quantity of pig they have in the pig's tea. The food is not satisfying to the pig and is not good quality food. In this way, your resulting output will be very bad. In fact, it will be low. You cannot make gain. Yes, sometimes most farmers would have the money to buy the food. They will buy plenty of food for their pig, but they did not know whether the food they are buying is a recommended one. We have food that is mainly made for pig, which is called pig grower. We have pig grower. We even have pig food for pigs beginners and all those. Yes, but most time if you cannot get those one, if you can't get access to those one, there are other recommended food that you can buy and combine them together to have the necessary formulated food which is rich in or complete in all the vitamin that is required to give to your pig. So those old pattern of raising pig, whereby a farmer will just get whatever he like, because we know that pig eat nearly everything you give to them. So in this way, they will just get whatsoever thing they like, whatsoever thing they can lay their hand on, get it to their pig. Yes, when they get this thing to their pig, they will just go away, leave the pig, whatsoever way they want to survive. Even to inject them with drugs, very hard. So those are very bad pattern we must have to avoid. These days, we cultivate pigs in a way that we will make gain out of it. How do we do this? One, you have to make sure that your pig's tea is a standard one. If it is not a standard one, at least substandard, that is getting to the standard as you are doing something about to standardize your pig's tea. Another thing, you must make sure that you apply enough cleanliness in your pig's tea. Drain away all the sluggish of the pig to the lagoon. some other ones that are a little bit blocky or a little bit not so watery, you can get those one and keep it a dry place to be used as manure. The rest of the other one, you will sweep it to the lagoon along with water. You must make sure that your pig have enough water to drink. Yes, and most time you must make sure that even the food that you are giving to your pigs must be dry, so as to check amount of bacteria that infect the food. Another thing, you must make sure that you have a large supply of food, that is food that will be satisfying to your pig. You have enough food to your pig. In most farming companies and some farmers make sure that food will never finish in the trough for their pig. Their pig will always eat, because you know that a good breed of pig, the more they eat, the more they will grow. The more they eat, the more they will grow. So it's better you give them enough satisfying food to them so that they give you a good resulting output. If you give them peelingly food, that means they will grow peelingly. If you give them abundantly, they grow abundantly. That is it. So if you have a good quality food, give it to your pig. Let them eat in a 24 hours basis. Make sure that food will not finish in the straw all the time. There must be food and water. You will see that the resulting output that you have will be more better than those who will just get some little thing or will just get and give to their pig and go away. Sometimes they will feed the pig only once in a day, and that once in a day the pig will just use the first 30 minutes to finish the entire food. After they might have finished the entire food for the first 30 minutes, that means they will only see the farmer the next morning. They will not even see their farmer again or their owner again, not to talk of giving them anything. In that case, those pigs would not grow fine. So in modern ways of raising pig, it is that you observe all the necessary protocols, follow all the pattern, inject them with all the necessary drugs, give them food that have all the complete 6 classes of vitamin that is needed. Then give them in a regular basis. Let them have plenty of water to drink. Yes, you must also pour water in their body if the temperature is very hot, and also make them to be very clean by pouring water on their body and let the water drain off to the lagoon. You will see that your resulting output will be better. When we apply this modern way of raising pig, we discover that we make more gain than those old pattern where people just raise pig as if they are raising goats, those ancient goats and so. So if we have to make gain and to progress in our piggery farm, that means we have to apply the modern technology of raising pig. Another thing is that these days we hit up swine fever, swine this and that. We can avoid those things. Yes, we can avoid those things if we keep our pig's teeth clean. Yes, and also mind what we give to our pig, mind what we take to our pig's teeth, and many other things. If we apply those things, we discover that we will have a progressive farming. Instead of raising pig from year to year, you cannot make any interest on it. Earlier, I talked about how we can have a target and also put something in order to hit the target. Yes, if you raise a pig and have a target in mind, it will help you to be more focused than just raising a pig on the name of I'm a pig farmer. If we raise pig and have a target, it will be easy for us to make gain than those who do not even have a target. They don't know where you are going. They are just raising pig. We can make some gain, if not plenty gain, if we apply some modern technology in raising our pig. We got a lot of things that we'll discuss about in this particular issue, but for now, I call it a day. This is Pig Grow on your screen.